All right, good morning, everyone. Let me double check if it's working. Should be working fine. Should be working fine. All right, it is. All right, let's start with NASDAQ. I think NASDAQ looks really good today. Even though it's Wednesday, I think the area that we're at, we should see good volume. And I'm not gonna lie, the past couple of days have been a bit weird when it comes to the price action after the first 15 minutes. So, honestly, if I don't catch a trade by 10 o'clock, I probably won't place a trade. Not gonna lie. But we have this 4 hour demand zone right here that the market has tapped into, and so far we're bouncing off of it. Just because we're bouncing off of it doesn't mean I'm crazy bullish. I mean, obviously, I think it would make sense, but I also got to keep in mind that if it does push past 675, we could easily go lower, right? And also, that would be a kind of a trend line break. I mean, it'd also be it breaking past the support area. So I can see this going both ways today. If it does go lower though, let me see what I would target. Probably this 3 hour demand zone down here. Or honestly, just 200 ticks. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't see areas of uh, supply and demand in this area. Mm, I mean, this could be a 15-minute right here. Yeah, it looks like the market has bounced off of it a couple times. So, let's see. So, if I do go short, hopefully the entry will be around 675 or lower. And then if I do take the short, I would just target around 200 ticks. And I think that would be enough for the market to tap into the next area of interest, which for me is going to be this 15-minute demand zone. I'm also going to mark this wick here as liquidity just because it's kind of like, I don't know, sticking out by itself there. Okay. The next area of interest I have is above price, and that's going to be this 90-minute supply zone. Right now, I'm just double checking to see if I missed any other zones. But if you got on the 90-minute time frame, you can see this clear supply zone right here. It's a clean zone, so I really like it. I think if price pushes up higher, it could be a good area to target. Or if I miss this move up here, which could happen, if I miss the longs, I would just wait for it to tap this 90-minute supply zone. Another long I could take is down here at this area. Price has already bounced off of it a couple times. So what I would want to see is price tap into this area and hopefully it retested somehow. Then we break out higher. But I feel like it's going to open. I feel like price is going to open pretty close to it. So this move right here might happen way too quick for me to catch it. The only way I'm going to catch these longs, if they come up, is if I see some sort of retest. Yeah. And then for the shorts, I would just think if it gets below this 50% line, then I would take shorts. That's the only way I'm taking those trades. But yeah, I like how NASDAQ looks. And I'm pretty sure that was it. This looks like a 45-minute supplies on here. I want to see how this looks on the 5-minute though. Yeah, I like it. Check the 30-minute time frame. Also for the shorts, I think if the shorts are going to pop in and stay in, they're going to need to be very strong, which could happen. If it doesn't happen around 9:30, it could happen maybe after 10 a.m. since we have high impact 10 a.m. news. So, but I already said, like, if the first 30 minutes are acting weird, I feel like I'm not going to want to risk it today because it's Wednesday. And I don't have a good track record with Wednesdays. Okay, that's it for the zones on NASDAQ. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to mark that. Okay, let's look at US 30. So I already said yesterday, I said since we were breaking below this 45-minute supply zone and we caught these shorts, I said that I think the shorts would continue to go to this 4-hour demand zone. And it didn't do that yesterday, but it's kind of looking like it wants to do it. So what I'm going to look for is an area where I could take the shorts, which would be basically below this pre-market range here. A breakout out of this area here. I'm going to restart this though, because this was yesterday's charting. Okay, 4-hour demand zone. Also with this 4-hour demand zone, it's also at the bottom of this huge range that we've been in since last week. Okay. Which, if I think the market is going to stay in this range, then I'd be bullish. But since we have high impact 10 a.m. news, I mean, it could push the market into breaking out of this range here. I mean, this kind of looks... Yeah, I like this 2-hour supplies on here, which we rejected yesterday. This kind of looks like a 1-hour supply zone. I don't think it's the best supply zone, but it does have a good basing candle and a good breakdown. It also has a retest. Not a retest, sorry. We tapped into this area and rejected it. That's the main reason why I'm marking this zone. I don't think it's a real supply zone, but just because of this reaction here, it definitely could be. Okay, this also looks like it kind of swept this liquidity here. Yeah, almost to the tick. This little wick here, we just tapped it and then it moved right up. Okay, this looks like a clean 45-minute supply zone. Let me see over here. Yeah, there's not gonna be much over here. Um, yeah, no. This looks like a 10-minute supply zone here. Not the best one, not gonna lie. I wouldn't take a trade from this 10-minute zone. I would just watch it. Just because I would rather trade off of this 1 hour zone right above it. Let's see the 5 minute. Mm, there's not much either. Okay. Yeah, I was hoping to see some sort of zone around this 211 area, but there's not much. Probably just like a gap. Yeah, I was just trying to see like why price bounced off of this area here before. Cause so now if it moves down, since I don't have a zone around this area, I'm just gonna have to watch it go down. The only way I would take shorts around this area is if market taps into this 1 hour zone and then we reject it. Other than that, like if it goes straight down once the market opens up, I'm gonna have to watch it, because I really wouldn't have a reason to take the longs. Or sorry, to take the shorts. For the longs though, for the only way I would take longs is if it breaks above this pre-market range. So for that, that would be if price closes above 325. So if it does something like that, then I would take the long there. Another way I would take the longs is all the way down here. If it taps this 4 hour zone and it immediately starts to reject it, then I would look for longs. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think Nasdaq looks better for me to trade today, but it really depends on which if NQ or YM taps which zone first. Hopefully NQ taps this 4 hour zone. That's what I'm really hoping for. I think that would give me the best trade. All right, now that I have all the zones though, I'm just gonna do support and resistance really fast. Yeah, we have around 15 minutes for market to open, so let me check this Trump tracker, see if he's gonna be speaking. Huh. A presidential signing ceremony presents moderate volatility risk. Okay, okay, okay. And I don't have to worry about that though, because that's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern. But if you're going to be trading at that time, I'd just watch out for that. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna mark on Nasdaq. And then damn, I'm starting today. On this 1 hour time frame here, there's not gonna be much, especially kind of around this area here. And even if there is a lot of white lines, it's not like I'm gonna take trades off of them. So these white lines, honestly, they're not helpful to take in shorts. Let me see. Yeah, no. This looks like a 1 hour supplies on here. I'm surprised I didn't see that earlier. Maybe I should double check these zones on US 30. Okay, I don't see much. Okay, I'm glad I spotted that out. I mean, honestly, I probably don't have to chart all that. All right, another thing I wanted to check was VWAP and the price action on VWAP. How's it been? On Nasdaq, the price action has been pretty good. But we haven't tapped it. We haven't touched VWAP in over 10 hours. Usually when I see that, I don't know how, but New York kind of always touches up on VWAP. That makes me kind of feel bullish. But the only way I would take longs is if we tap into this area here and then start to reject it. Which, since we're gonna open up very close to it, honestly, if this move does pop up, like, I might miss it because it might happen too quick. And I might not see the retest that I usually want to see. US 30 with VWAP, I mean, I don't really care for. Because I feel like you still get great moves even if US 30 is like right on VWAP. So I don't like really using VWAP with US 30. But I do want to see. Okay. Yeah, Asian highs, London highs on US 30 and NASDAQ are right there to take. So we'll see if that happens. But just because this liquidity is up here, I don't think we're going to be bullish. I'm trying to keep an open mind about it. I don't want to get too biased. Yeah. What are you guys thinking? You guys bullish or bearish today? Or are you guys just kind of waiting? I like Dow buys if market opens strong and clears the highs. Yeah, same. That's what I'm thinking as well. If it gets above 626, I think it would be a good long. The only thing is, for me, there is another 1 hour supply zone right above it. So I would just have to break even in case we go up and then reject this area. I'd want to see, obviously, I'd want to see it go to at least 100 points, which it could for sure. Especially for me, I don't have any strong areas of supply throughout this whole area here. So it could go back up to all-time highs. But we'll see. We'll need like strong volume and stuff. Yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, this kind of looks like a 45-minute here. All right, yeah. I think I'm done charting. I mean, I don't really have to chart all the way up there. How big is this range? Okay, 130 points. We could easily break it if the opening is strong. Nasdaq's pre-market range around 100 points or 400 ticks, which I think we could easily break out of, especially if it opens up closer to the lows down here. YM is bearish. Yeah, I'd see it going straight down to this 4-hour demand zone. I could see that for sure. I mean, that's what I thought would happen yesterday. But for me, like, I don't have anything to take shorts off of throughout this whole area here, so I'm just gonna have to watch it if it shorts all the way down. And if I do miss it, I'm not too worried because then it'll tap into this 4-hour demand zone. And that'd give me a good trade. Another way I could take shorts is if it taps this 1-hour supply zone here, which is already rejected before, then I would take shorts. But yeah, honestly, like I could just see a huge 930 candle going straight down. I could see that happening for sure. It happens a lot. What's another thing I could look at? Man, I haven't looked at gold in a while. It's right at all-time highs. Literally right at all-time highs. Kind of looks like it's been ranging as well, though. Looks a little choppy. Bitcoin looks very bullish. I mean, kind of. It looks like it broke out of this little range that it was in. Or it's doing it right now. Yes. I don't trade, but I like to look at sometimes. Probably looks very similar to NASDAQ. Yeah, literally. It's tapping this 4-hour demand zone as well. And it's also been ranging. All right, we got 3 more minutes. How do you trade Apex with the 30% rule? Which rule? Because they have two 30% rules. I mean, for both of them, it's really just down to how much are you risking per trade and how much are you targeting. So for me, I just risk $200 and I target around 600 or 500. And then I also calculated like what would be my max profitable day so I don't have to stress about the 30% consistency rule. Which for me I think is around like 1200, which realistically since I'm trading 5 micros, it's not going to be every day that I'll get $1200 per account, you know. But with consistency rules, you honestly just you can't make too much money in one day. You simply just have to break it down throughout a couple days. By the way, I love all your videos. Thank you. I got my first payout trading gold during London session. Are you sure about that? That's my girlfriend, by the way. Like, I'm pretty sure you traded NASDAQ. And you took NASDAQ shorts. You, like, full ported shorts. And you made, like, what, 1200? What risk do you have on... Oh, shit, the market opened up. Okay, boom. Let's see this 931 candle. Okay, NASDAQ. Oof. US 30 looks bullish. NASDAQ tapped into this. What is this? A 4-hour demand zone. US 30, honestly, pretty bullish. But it kind of already did the move. Okay. I'm looking more at NASDAQ today. Yeah, because it's at a 4-hour zone. And I'm not gonna let's see how this candle closes. If this candle closes below 674, then I would take shorts. Okay, close out rejecting it. The only way I would take buys is if a 1 minute candle closes above 698. If that happens, then I would look for buys. Let's see how it closes. Looks like it's closing out rejecting it. It might break structure to the upside. I'm gonna take a buy here. 713. Put my stop loss at 687. I'm gonna break even here. This is a 1-to-1. Okay, I got stopped out break even. I mean, I think the longs could still pop in though. Yeah, I like the longs. Fuck, that was tough. Broke even too soon. Fuck. It wasn't even too soon. I hit a 1-to-1. That was the move right there, not gonna lie. Yeah, I would have already hit TP. Damn. And then now it's at VWAP, so I wouldn't even take longs. I mean, there's a 5-minute here. It's right at VWAP. I think it looks very bullish now. But since I missed the move, like I don't want to FOMO into it. I want to make sure it's actually a good trade. We're also just right at VWAP. Okay, so far it's kind of rejecting VWAP. That was a really, really good trade. Not gonna lie. I should have known to let it breathe. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's going back down though, so technically this is a retest right here. Boom. God giving me another opportunity right here. Let's see. I think longs or shorts could both play out around this area here. But the only way I would buy into it is only if I see a break of structure. US 30s also pushing up. I'm gonna trade US 30 if it has a retest. Jeez. Yeah, if US 30 break these highs. Alright, I'm in US 30 buys. And I'm gonna put my stop at 350. US 30 looks like it's retesting this zone here, so what I want to see is a break of structure to the upside. Pretty soon, too. Okay, I took a small loss on that one. Damn, definitely faked out. US 30 looks choppy. Even though NASDAQ bounced off of this area, it also just failed to get above VWAP. But it bounced off the white line. NASDAQ looks like it wants to go lower. The only way I would take shorts though, it has to close below the lows basically. Cause so far it just kind of looks like it's bouncing off of this white line. If it breaks these little highs right here, I would take a long. So if it gets above 725, so far it's just struggling to break this structure to the upside. It makes me think that the shorts are gonna come in, but let's see. Yeah. Okay. If it breaks these lows, I'm gonna take a short. Alright, I'm in short there on NASDAQ. I'm gonna put my stop loss at 78. This is a breakout trade, so definitely need good volume. We got 2 more minutes for the 15-minute candle to close. So I'm thinking if this 15-minute candle closes below 73, I think it should short pretty good. All right, 1 more minute for the 15-minute candle to close. Definitely don't want to see it wicking up. I want to see it either stay around this area or get lower. All right, this is a 1-to-1. Usually I would break even here. I like where the stop loss is at. I mean, it's definitely a risk to hold this trade, but I like it. US 30 looks like it's breaking out of the opening range. Kind of. Yeah, I'm going to break even here for sure. This could be a good take profit, but I want to see it go lower. My break even is at 49, which might get hit. Yeah, it got hit. Looks like it bounced off of this, so far at least, 15-minute demand zone. It's still below the 4 hour 50% line. So it could just be a pullback. The only way I would take longs is if price closes above 675. If I see that happen, then then I think it'll reverse back up. Right now, what I'm looking at is honestly just the fact that we haven't seen a candle close below the whole zone. And like usually when I see that, a reversal happens. I mean, US 30 is kind of already reversing as well, or it already did. For the longs though, I mean, I would need to see a candle close above 675. This could also count as a retest. So now, normally I would take another short here. But I also want to make sure it's not going to start to be choppy because we are still in the range. If something like this happens, then I'd try it because I'd get a better entry. Here it is, retesting this white line here. I was going to say if it rejects it, then I'd be willing to take a short. And it'd be my last trade. Okay, yeah, I'm in short here on NASDAQ. Stop loss at 59. I'm put at, yeah, 59. I would put at the highs, but I'd be risking a bit too much there. I need to see it break these lows pretty soon. If we break the lows soon, then I think this would be a good winning trade. The only thing really stopping us is just this 15-minute demand zone here. Okay, it broke the lows, but it failed to close below the lows. It's definitely a little bit choppy on the 1 minute. We got 5 more minutes for news as well. Okay, I'm gonna break even here. It has to push past this white line. That's the only way we're gonna win this trade. If it bounces again, I think I'm gonna break even. Oh, this, if it closes out strong, it'll also be. Yeah, this is some bullshit today, not gonna lie. I can't even lie though. Oh my gosh. It's a small losing day, which is like the best part, but that first trade was the trade right here. This would have been winning trade, very quick, done. Yeah, I'm not gonna trade. Like, this was the first trade right here. It played out perfectly. Perfectly. Touched VWAP, like, everything. It makes me. So I have a rule, and it's just basically I break even after hitting a 1-to-1. And that's what I did right here. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it's annoying, like today. But maybe I should change it to maybe only break even if, like, at least a 1 minute candle closes. Because it just happened way too soon. It was like I was in, I was out, and then boom, 1 minute candle closed, and it played out perfectly. So maybe I should add that into the break even rule. I swear, bro. Yo, I swear. Oh my god. I'm just trying to see how news plays out now. I swear, if news just goes straight down, like I'm gonna need to walk away. Okay, one more minute for news. It's not like I'm gonna trade it, but I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm trying to see how it would have played out if I was still in this trade right here. Yeah, crazy wicks. I mean, these wicks, what they remind me is just toxic. This is why people say NQ's toxic. It's just days like today that really just test you. And like it's wiki, like there's good pushes. Okay, here's the news game. I mean, even if this shit goes up, like I would have I would have made a lot of money on that. Yeah, W shorts for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it a day there. Like, oh, that just hurts. I got stopped at break even. In reality, I just got wicked, and surprisingly, I didn't get wicked out here. I got wicked out here at break even. Yeah, this is what I expected. Like, yeah, I'm gonna just have to journal later. Like, this is just tough day. It's not even a tough day. Like, it's hard to not blame myself. Damn. It's all good though. I read the price action right, so like it's not like I could be crazy upset, but damn, that's tough. It makes me second guess breaking even. Yeah. breaking even is just, should I even do it at this point, you know? This is definitely like something I have to journal. I mean, not eventually, but like, I think eventually it's gonna cause me to like remove break even as a thing. Because break even is just another stop. And the stop losses don't make sense. The break evens don't make sense, sorry. The stop losses always make sense. But when you move it to break even, it's like, honestly, most of the times the break evens don't make sense. It's just there to like manage risk. And even now, like, I think the shorts would still continue, but it's to the point where like A plus setups already happened. You know, this wouldn't be A plus setup for me. Like, it already happened twice. Twice. And this trade here on US 30, I mean, now that I look at it, like, I should have waited for a better break of structure to the upside. Oh my god. It's like, it's crazy because a lot of my losses look like this, where the entry is the perfect entry to the opposite way. Oh my god. Damn, today's like, it's not even a tough day for me. It's just tough because the break evens. That's what really fucked me up today. That's the worst part. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like, but I'ma just walk away because it's already 10 a.m. Like, the moves already happened to me, honestly. I think Nasdaq is moving really good. You know, on the 5 minute time frame, it's perfect. Perfect. I think it's perfect. On the 1 minute time frame, is definitely very wiki, but the moves are great. The moves are great. The volume is good, or it was. But yeah, I had three chances to get like a 1-2, but because I break even at a 1-1, you know, basically I missed out on the move. That sucks. That sucks. Lesson learned, for real. It's a lesson that should have already been learned, because it's not the first time that this happens, and I hope it doesn't happen, like, you know, again. But it's tough because I like to break even. I don't know if I like to break even because it's like a risk management thing, but at the same time, I hate break even because the stop losses don't make sense when I break even. The stop losses truly, they only make sense when I first get in the trade. Because at that point, it's like the stop loss is, okay, if price gets above this area, then I think it's going to reverse. But the break even is, I'm breaking even because, you know, I'm up a 1-1. Which, like, it makes sense until you think about it as, like, but does the stop loss make sense itself? Not really. Not really. Not all the time. Unless you get a really good entry. But yeah, I don't even want to chit chat. Like, I need to walk away. So I'm going to call it a day here. I hope you guys caught this short here because, I mean, I definitely planned on it. But I didn't. So, yeah. Another thing that I honestly have to be thankful for today is I'm only down 190 on each account, which is really good because my winning day is usually around 500. So that's about less than half of my usual day. So I'm very happy with today's results. Like, not crazy happy, but it definitely could have been way worse. I mean, I could have been down 250, but I'm only down 196. So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow, though.